Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
And welcome back as we continue to cover the Bayou Region Hall of Fame. And it is certainly a great asset to our community to see all these former athletes who have meant so much to the area be installed and be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I know you've heard the name Art Cantrelle before, at least if you're in the football talk from time to time at the coffee shops and around the area, you've heard of Art Cantrelle. Let's listen in as Mr. Art Cantrelle was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm surprised and I'm very, very happy. I mean, I got my family and friends here, and I'm elated. And one of the biggest things that makes me happy is Mr. Brune, Bob Brune, one of my best friends, is here. And two guys, I would say the other word, but two old boys from the Bayou are here getting this award. And I'm so happy for him, I'm happy for myself.
So when you got that call and they said, you're in the Hall of Fame, what went through your mind?
Nervous. Yeah, but I mean, it was because I knew I'd have to do this, and I'm not this type of person. Head up, I can talk, whatever. On this, I can't. But I was elated, and you know, I was just overjoyed. You know?
Talk about your days as we see this scrolling around. Your days at LSU and your day. Every time I talk to people about and your name comes up, they talk about how good an athlete you were.
Well, I tried my best. I was always 100% in my mind. I had bad luck by getting hurt on a couple of years, whatever. But I always gave 100%. You know, when that ended. That was pretty much me. You know.
So it's a big night for you.
Thank you, very much.
And you got some people that are coming to see you, right?
Yes. I got a bunch of friends and I got a bunch of family.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Got it.
I lived right behind the church in La Rose, and it was nothing but sugarcane fields in that area. And we played in that, and then in the front area, they had a baseball park. So we did all our sports stuff around that area, you know, growing up. A lot of open lots and stuff. We'd be playing football. When I was young, I did a little boxing. I mean, I was halfway decent at it. Maybe something like that. I don't really remember that much. Probably more football than anything else. I think I kind of, you know, like to give me football pretty much more. I did a little track and stuff like that. Well, we used to play softball. We played softball. That was a big thing. It was coming up. La Rose, I think it was like the 7th, 8th grade. My mama didn't want me to play. She was scared I'd get hurt. And of course I played. Dan Danos, that's all LaFouche. And then, of course, Ralph Perry was there. Dan was the head coach, and then Ralph, and then I think Dan maybe retired the next year or two after, and then Ralph took over, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
You always want to get a look at your opponents before they put the gear on, because everybody looks big with shoulder pads and helmet and all that. So we're out on the field hoping to see some of them, and they come about 8 or 10 of them from South Lafourche down the high end of the field. And the little guards doing the talking, and they were talking about different things, because we'd played a couple of teams early in the season that they played as well, you know. So, and they were on path to play for the state championship over there. But at the end of the little visit, I think one of the coaches called him in or something. The little guard turns around and says, "Tell him, Art." And Art leans forward, and I said he had no neck and looked like a linebacker. But he said, "First time I touch the ball, I'm gonna run it down your throat." And we were pretty good, I'm telling you. And he walked off, and I looked at the captain, a linebacker, and I said, "What did he say?" He said he's gonna run it down our throat first time he touches it. He ran 65 yards, but we caught him. But he was by far the best running back we ever faced, I'm telling you. Tough. hard. He was hard to bring down, you know.
When I was a month and 6 days too old to play in Louisiana, and I think I made most valuable in that game, the Shrimp Bowl, whatever, and so they asked why I was going to college the next year, and said that I'd have to lay off a year, you know, because of that month and 6 days. So some of the people around here kind of so-called legal, illegal, I don't know terminology on that point, but they kind of recruited me here. I got luck in life there. They gave us a place to stay, and we had to establish, that's legality, they had 3 months of residence here for me to come and play that next year. So that all happened, and I was lucky in that end, and it made me continue, you know, to go to school and play ball.
And the boy that he replaced, he moved him to a different position. He already started for 2 years. He was a 2-year starter. Art came in, there wasn't no question who the running back was going to be. So that kid went to the flanker.
Met some good people, and it was just a good atmosphere. The beach, you know, beautiful beach and everything, you know, it was nice. Good people here. I've had a bunch at Alabama, you know, I had a bunch of them, you know, that wanted me to go to, and all my buddies, you know, Estee and all that crew, Martin and all that crew was going there, so that's why I was going, you know, going to Turkey. I had Ole Miss, Alabama, Southern Cal, just a bunch of places, a bunch of small colleges. But LSU was always number one. I never thought of it anywhere else. And I played in an high school all-star game in Mississippi. I got my knee hurt. So they flew me to LSU, they operated me. I stayed out for the first 3 games. I think we had 4 games, and I played the last game only, you see. And then again, I just played bad luck on 2 years. At the second game, we played against Rice, and I got hurt in the game. I missed like 8 games.
Cantrelle rifles himself right through the middle of the line. He's being chased down to the 10, all the way. Art Cantrelle shot through that opening, and before anybody could react, he went 55 yards for a score.
Well, probably we lost it, but when we played Notre Dame at the South Bend, Indiana, because we always heard of Notre Dame, all growing up when I was as a kid, and we played against them. Of course, we lost. I think it was 3-0, but it was a good experience. You know, it was a thrilling experience. I love the coach, whatever, but it was bad management on that point. The first half almost had 100 yards, and I might have ran the ball maybe twice or 3 times the whole second half. You know what I mean? Why do that? And we started passing instead of just running the ball. We run right up their throat, and then they gave it up the second half. I had like 80-something, 90 yards the first half, and then after that we quit running.
LSU will try to be straightforward in this situation with Jones at quarterback. He hands off to Cantrelle. Cantrelle roars out over left tackle for about 5 yards and is stopped hard at about the 8-yard line. And here is wide to the left, Gerald Kegley, and off the line and shortly tucked to the right, Andy Hamilton. Jones out of the eye, facing now an odd man front, rolls back to the left, gives off the tailback off for Cantrelle, and he rips off to the middle, fumbles the ball at the 26, and there's a scramble for it at the 26-yard line. Jimmy Artley says the whistle had blown and Cantrelle will get a gain.
Well, I was actually thinking about national championship with the Orange Bowl because we played against Nebraska, And again, I played bad luck again. I got hurt like the Sega series or something.
Douglas is the up man in that eye, as it's a power eye to the left. Number 43. Cantrelle gets the call and perhaps a yard.
It could be a big blow for LSU, Jim. Arthur Cantrelle, number 24, went off limping, and he's the guy that led in most attempts, broke Jimmy Taylor's record in most attempts, and he's broken Steve Van Buren's record in most yardage.
There's Arthur Cantrelle, number 24. That right ankle is bothering him.
I could have went to Miami. Shule and them called me up and they offered me money and I could have went there. But one reason I didn't go there because they had Kick. I was always a first string all my life. Kick, Zonka, Paul Warfield, all of them were there. They had just won the Super Bowl. I know I'm not going to be playing. I'm going to be in the bench. And that was out of my, that was out of my mind. I couldn't go do that. So I figured going to Canada, it would be easier. But it's not easier because you have an American ratio. You have like 15 Americans and like 20 Canadians. So you're limited of how many Americans can play. So anyway, I could have went there and I could have went to Kansas City. I don't want to sit in the bench. I've always been a starter, and I had that in my, in my mind that I wanted to play. Start out playing. So anyway, the football was different. 3 downs. That's all it was. You don't make it your second down, you got to punt the next one. And there's a lot of the fields were wider. I caught more passes. I led our team in receptions. And at LSU, I think I caught 3 passes. We didn't throw at LSU them days. All we did was run. Whatnot. It was just different. It was different. I just didn't like the Canadian ball. I kind of like had enough of it. So I said, well, let me just stay out for a while. Then they formed the league, and the coach Jack Goddard, which was my coach in Canada, he was the coach in Birmingham, so he got me to go there. Played a bunch of guys that I played against, SEC guys and stuff like that. Matter of fact, Johnny Musso was my fullback. I was a running back. The next year I signed a contract with Frisco. And I just met my wife when I was, young and in love, all that type of stuff. Wasn't thinking about, what I was thinking about. I didn't get in the best shape. I was always in the best shape when I went to a camp or something. I was always in good tip-top shape. And I went over there into probably the worst shape, and I had it mentally. I just wasn't into it. So I went there, stayed there for a few days, and I just quit. I mean, I didn't do as good as I wanted to do in some things, but, I've had a good life. I was fortunate in a lot of ways.
Help me welcome the newest addition to the Hall of Fame class, Mr. Art Cantrelle.
Anyway, I want to thank the Bayou Region Hall of Fame The people that was involved in it did a great job. Everybody took care of me, whatnot. And I want to thank my family and my friends for being here, because without them, this wouldn't mean as much. And the last, Mr. Brunet, one of my best friends, proud of you all, and I'm glad we're together. We got nominated at the same time. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Congratulations to Mr. Art Cantrelle, certainly well deserving of his induction into the Bayou Region Hall of Fame. We'll take a short break. We'll have a lot more on these Hall of Fames throughout the week, right here on HTV and Facebook.